Hi guys. Earlier I made a video called, sorry, I'm kind of distracted. I'm watching the first episode of Sober House. Ooh, riveting. I'm still in my night clothes because, like I said, it's Sunday and I don't get out of my night clothes on Sunday. Um, uh, yeah, earlier I did a video that was sort of kind of inspired by Angie the Anti-Theist. Not so much inspired by her, just things that I thought of while reading her Formspring and web blog. Um, so I did a video called "A Few Gripes / Questions Regarding Atheism," and the first comments that I got were from someone named Caffeine with two E's. And before I read his or her response, I want to get a couple of things straight. First one being, uh, in the last video I meant to say that it seemed like to me that most atheists really had like a personal vendetta against the Abrahamic religions. Um, uh, they have some kind of, it's like atheists are like the antithesis to Christianity. It's like they're Christians with no God. They're doing everything Christians do. You know, they make it their YouTube career and their internet career to like convert Christians to non-religion and godlessness. It's just like, God, they're so similar that it's insane to me that they even argue about things. Like the differences in their stance are so trivial they shouldn't even have an issue with each other at all. Uh, anyhow, so yeah, I just like every atheist page I go to, everything I read about atheism, it's just like anti-Christianity, anti-Christianity. And I'm not the biggest fan of Christianity, at least not modern Christianity anyway. I don't even know what, I mean modern Christianity, Protestant, I don't know what to call it. American Christianity, I'm not really sure. But anyway, Caffeine with two E's responded to me and said, uh, the word God really doesn't have a specific definition outside what people ascribe to it. When talking about God with a theist, it behooves an atheist to use the definition that the theist uses. The Christian God, and its many permutations, is the one whose believers have the most effect. What's the point of addressing a vague, undefined God, especially if its believers are not creating the problem organized religions are? Your personal definition of God is so nebulous that it doesn't merit discussion. If everything can be God, the term is devoid of specific meaning. It sounds like you'd rather a God exist and are willing to call anything God in order for that to be the case. That's fine, knock yourself out. I don't buy into that either. But there are creationists and child rapist priests to deal with, and your belief affects no one but yourself. If Abrahamics had your stance, we wouldn't bother with them either. Okay, so, just responding to Caffeine's, comments, the first thing that hits me is once again a huge issue with Abrahamic religion, a huge issue with Christianity. Once again, it seems like another atheist. I know I'm implying Caffeine's, or assuming Caffeine's religious beliefs based on, implications, but it seems like another atheist with a big, huge problem with Christianity. The dime a fucking dozen in the atheist world. And, Caffeine makes a comment that's sort of specific to my own beliefs. It says, it sounds like you'd rather a God exists and are willing to call anything God in order for that to be the case. Caffeine, you can't actually make that statement because, once again, you have absolutely no idea what my own personal definitions of God may be or may not be. Atheists like to believe that they know exactly what other people believe, but they don't. And I think that's one of the biggest problems with atheism. They really seem to think that when it comes to God, they know everything that there is to know about every idea of what God may be. You don't, and you absolutely never will, because God is an extremely personal thing, and spirituality is absolutely one of the most personal things in this universe. And it is pretty much impossible for any one other person besides myself to ever even fathom what my own personal spirituality and my own definition of God not only is, but means to me. Next thing. There are creationists. What's the issue with creationists? Who cares? Let them believe what they want to believe. Who cares? And child rapist priests to deal with. But what about child rapists who aren't priests? I can guarantee you that the vast majority of child rapists are not priests. Yes, it is a huge problem within the Catholic Church, but the vast majority of pedophiles and child rapists and molesters are not priests. So why don't you focus on them? And why don't you focus on the actual actions at hand than what beliefs they have? Their belief systems really don't affect their actions any. Catholic priests... Oh shit, hold on, sorry.
Sunday.
So I accidentally hit the space bar. But anyways, Catholic priests more than likely would rape kids regardless if they were a priest or not, because they're pedophiles. So I find it hard to believe that their religious affiliation has anything at all to do with what they're doing. Now, maybe more pedophiles are attracted to the Catholic Church because of the situations they're able to get in, the privacy they're able to have with children. That, once again, is not an issue of belief or religion, but it's an issue with the inner workings of the Catholic Church and the ritual and things like that. It has nothing to do with the actual belief system of the rapist. So, I don't know, Caffeine, he really didn't answer. My response to him was, atheists don't believe in God. What God? Just the Christian one? You didn't answer anything I asked in the video. Great job at doing nothing. And Caffeine, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, you didn't answer anything. Basically, the only answer you gave me is one that, unfortunately, I've gathered from a lot of, watching videos of atheists. I'm really interested in personal spirituality, and regardless of whether or not you believe in God, everybody has a set of personal beliefs. Everybody, and I'm very interested in the personal belief system, ranging from person to person. So I watch these videos not only to get insight to individual belief systems, but to question my own belief systems also. The only thing I got from Caffeine's comments are, once again, that really atheists have issue with Christianity. They take issue with Christianity and Islam. I've seen some atheists who really lash out against Islam. I haven't really seen many that lash out against Judaism. I'm sure they're out there. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to start some open dialogue about God with atheists, because like most people who have, and atheism, it's sort of like it's almost like an indoctrinated religion. I mean, like I said in the beginning, like atheism and Christianity, they're not that different from each other. I mean, they're so like militant about their beliefs, and they're so hateful towards people who don't believe the same thing as them. They would go so far. I mean, I've seen so many atheists and Christians who just basically bicker back and forth at each other, and it seems like, I mean, all they really do. And I'm not interested in that. I don't care what you think about my beliefs. I don't care if you find them nebulous. It just seems like, even Caffeine, because my beliefs are obviously different than theirs, resorts to, adjectives like nebulous. Like, nebulous means like hazy, sort of. Not like, it's hard for me to describe. Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, nebulous, hazy, vague, indistinct, or confused. So even when faced with someone who is not Christian but has a different belief sets, they still use adjectives that really can be taken as derogatory. So it just seems like these people are filled with as much hatred and anger as the people that they, choose to target, and that's really my viewpoint.